Hello, and thank you for visiting us. I am Stephanie Lyons, President and Lead Master Trainer for Barre Intensity. I'm going to give you a quick 10-minute or less rundown of what our Barre Intensity online instructor training program is all about. I know that when you are going to purchase something online, or even if it's something in person, it can sometimes be hard to take that step to invest your money or your time without you really knowing what it's all about. So this is my chance to share with you what our program is all about. The first I'm going to tell you about is when you get to this page here, you're going to see our description on the left-hand side, but then you're also going to see this option to download the intro PDF. I highly recommend you do that because it's going to answer a handful of questions that you might be thinking, such as, how do I complete the instructor training program? How do I receive my certificate of completion? When can I start teaching Barre Intensity? How many continuing education credits do I receive? That's all located here in the download intro PDF. Now, of course, after reading the PDF, if you have additional questions, you can always reach out to us directly. We have contact information on our website, or essentially it's info@barreintensity.com. That's our email address, and you can get in touch with us directly. So what will happen as soon as you register, you're going to enter in your address information. We're going to send you a hard copy of our instructor training manual. I'm going to show you a digital copy of what our instructor training manual looks like, so you have an idea of what it is that you'll be receiving. But essentially, our manual reviews alignments. We talk about alignment principles of the spine. We talk about ways that are correct, ways that are incorrect first, and then correct, so you can get an example of that. We go through what it means to create a workout that has intensity. Intensity is in our name, and how do we deliver on those expectations? We talk about body positions. What do we call positions of the legs, positions of the arms? We take it all the way through until we get into the exercises, and each exercise section starts with an overview of the exercise, and then we go into reviewing the exercises themselves. So each of the exercises you will see, we include options to make the exercise more intense with intense strength and intense cardio options. We talk about cueing, and when special modifications apply, we talk about special modifications for each exercise. At the very end of each section, you're going to see the sample workout. So how do we take some of those exercises we just reviewed and put them together to create a well-rounded, in this case, it's going to be a well-rounded warm-up. We do that for each and every section. So then going back to our videos, I'll just start playing some, for example. We're going to get into, I'll play the importance of music so you can see some things moving. But we're going to get into things like, the principles. In Barre Intensity, we have 10 main principles that we follow each and every class. So we're going to talk through what each of those principles mean. We're going to go through props. We're going to go through mandatory props, and then we're going to also go through optional props in a general way on how those optional props can be used for each class. Now, if I didn't mention this already, I want to mention it again, but these videos follow the direct flow of your manual. So that's why it's important to wait for your manual to arrive before you start playing through each of these videos. We talk about motivational cues, how to make your class inspiring, how to stay away from the negatives and the positive. So the importance of music, and then we do some music exercises here so you can see how important it is to pick a right song for the right exercises, so you don't run into a class that maybe is moving too slow or a class that's moving too quickly and ends up harming form and potential for injury. We go through some other basics like intensity, class outline, body positions, as I reviewed when I was taking you through the manual. And then we go also into our alignment. So each of our main alignment principles, there's 5 of them altogether. There's a video that'll take you through the forms. So what do we mean when we talk about the alignment of the spine, and how do you apply it to some exercises that you will do through your intensity? So we go through all of the alignment principles, and then we take it right into the workout. So there are 7 main sections to the Barre Intensity workout, and we break out those 7 main sections here. I start every class with a warm-up, so the warm-up is first, and we go through an introduction. So we talk to you about what are the main things to keep in mind when conducting a warm-up, and then we get right into the exercise review. So following page by page in your manual, you're going to hear us explain the setup of each exercise, the execution of each exercise. We're going to talk about variations. We're going to talk about some modifications. We're going to talk about ways to make the exercise more intense by adding in intense strength and intentions. Then what we do, just as you see in the manual, that sample workout, we take you through some sample workouts. So you can go ahead and stand on up along with us. We encourage you to do so and follow along as we, teach an example warm-up workout. We do the moves purely from the manual. We don't, go outside the box. So you can really get a feel. So you not just hear the exercises and see the exercises, but you can feel them for yourself. At the end of each section, you're going to see a self-practice. This is our reminder to you to practice this one individual section before you move on to the next. So we'll ask you to stop the recording. We'll ask you to write your own warm-up and then practice it to yourself. Our guideline is do it 3 times beginning to end with no breaks. And once you've been able to master that, then that's your cue to move on to the next section. So you see we go through upper body, plank, thighs, glutes and hamstrings. We mix in some prone work all the way through abdominals, and then we finish with stretches. Then we go through some instructor resources, again, following along exactly the way it is in the manual. I'm going to play transitions and flow. But what we do is we talk about setup and cueing. So how do you use your words and little cues about your room and your clients? How do you use them to seamlessly verbalize getting from one move to the next? So how do you clearly, concisely cue and set up your exercises? We have about 10 tips to share. Then we go through transitions and flow, which I'm playing right now. And the purpose of this is just to show how you piece together actual choreography. So that way you can essentially go from the beginning of class to the end of class without ever stopping movement. Because a part of making class sense is to always keep moving. We review our class outline again, even though it's reviewed in the beginning. We talk about it again at the end because it's very important. Knowing the class outline is the formula essentially to bar intensity. And without following the class outline, it's not that you're going to be teaching class that's wrong. You just more than likely won't be teaching class that you can call bar intensity. We go through a sample workout. So our sample workout is one where we simply walk you through the moves that are listed in the back of the manual as a sample workout. So in the manual, you see it all written down. And then here in this video file, you're going to see us actually do the move. So you have a visual to go along with what is written up. Then we have a full bar intensity class to show you. So if you want to see a whole class in action with actual clients in the room, with music in the background, you can see how we cue it, how long we do each exercise for. You can watch our full bar intensity class video. And then we finish with our wrap-up video. Our wrap-up video just talks about where do you go from here? What does it mean now that you've finished? And what are next steps? You'll see the last item here is our training test out. So once you've gone through each video module, you're going to click on your training test out. You're going to answer 70 questions and all passing scores. That'll be our trigger to send you your certificate of completion. You will be bar intensity trained. You'll have the ability to start teaching bar intensity, and you'll also be able to submit for your continuing education credits. I hope that I've been able to give better insight into what our online training program is all about. If you are someone that loves to work in person, we have in-person trainings as well. So check out our training schedule to see if we'll be in your area. And if you have any additional questions, please reach out to us, info@barintensity.com. Thank you so much for your time. I hope you'll be training with us soon.